Good evening, friends, brothers, and fellows. This is Inside the Lodge, and I'm your host, I guess you'd call it, Jim Wiles. This is the second episode on the channel, so I guess we'll just get right into it. I'm still working on, I suppose, the dynamic of the channel. We don't have regular posting schedules. It's pretty much whenever I have a chance to. I like to think about what I'm going to say in a video before I actually just sit down and do it. I like to do some research, particularly on the topics that I would like to discuss. And today, I would like to discuss two things that I'll be having in two different videos that I'll be posting tonight or tomorrow. And these questions are, is Masonry racist? Because I've heard that several times now and I'm tired of it, so I thought I would explain some of if Masonry is racist or not. And what was the other one? Oh, right, Masonic Conduct. This is something that I had a problem with, and this is something that we will cover on the first video that we're going to be doing right now. So let's dive on in. Masonic Conduct is a way that a Mason should act in and out of the lodge. It's kind of similar to how a Christian should act in and out of church. You're supposed to be reverent. You're supposed to be someone that people look to in times of not only need, but in times of need of friendship and fellowship. A Mason is someone who acts uprightly, brings honor to the fraternity, and unfortunately this is something that I had a problem with when I was doing the Scottish Rite the other day. That's right, I did the Scottish Rite 32nd degree. This is not an official Scottish Rite ring. I still haven't gotten my 14th degree ring yet. But it was a 2-day event, and something happened on the second day. I was very anxious to get there and do the 19th through 32nd degrees. It was early in the morning. I was not completely awake yet. And we were maybe a block or so from the temple, the valley. And a protected green light came on. And the car in front of me didn't move when it was when they were supposed to. It was a protected green arrow, so they were allowed to go right, of course, but I suppose he didn't see it. And I was very anxious to get there that morning. I wanted to get there early. I wanted to look good for the brothers since I was brand new there. And he didn't move. So what did I do? I beat my horn. I didn't honk it. I beeped it at him. And then I started going, go, 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 you know, not yelling profanity or anything, but just go. What's wrong with you? You know, go. I wasn't this happy when I was doing it. I was kind of irritated. I wouldn't say mad, but I was irritated. So I lost my temper, and I was yelling at this guy in front of me to go. And he turns the same way I'm going, and I think, all right, of course he is, because he was in the turning lane, no problem. And then we make another turn. I think, uh-oh. And then, what I was afraid of happens. He turns into the parking lot for the Masonic Valley of the Scottish Rite here in, well, not here, but in Winston-Salem. And I pull in behind him, and I think, oh no, I've just embarrassed myself in front of this brother. I lost my temper, and, you know, now I look like a jerk. So I get out of my car and I walk over near his car and I say, hey brother, you had the protected green arrow. And I thought he was going to go, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. And then I was going to go, I'm sorry, I beeped at you. I was pretty anxious to get here this morning, my mistake. But no, I walk up and I say, hey brother, you had the protected green arrow. And he says, okay. So obviously I've upset him. And then the worst thing I could have imagined happened. He took out his white cap and put it on. So he was a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Mason, a 33rd. A 33rd degree, for those of you that don't know, when you do the Scottish Rite, you do 4 through 32 degrees. This usually takes 2 to 3 days, and you have to work quite a few years, probably 10 years to get your red hat to become Knight Commander Court of Honor, KCCH, and then I've heard it can take 15 or so years. You know, it's all based on how much you do. but you have to be a certain age, there are requirements that have to be met, and you have to be nominated for these hats, and you can never ask to be moved up. So here's this guy that has obviously devoted a great deal of his life to Masonry, and I've just, yelled at him, and he's not happy with me. So there is an example of why you should always, even if you're not dealing with a brother, conduct yourself as if you are, because you never know if he's going to turn out to be a 33rd degree Freemason that is going to keep shooting you a glare all day because you were a jerk on the road to him. That's my example of why you should always think, is this something, what I'm about to do, Masonic? Because I messed up and I embarrassed myself. Of course, there's many more examples of how you can act Masonically. Donating to charity, being active in your community, attending lodge regularly, just being a good person. Of course, Masonry doesn't make you a good person, it makes you a better person, theoretically, and in pretty much every case, that's how it works. Albert Pike loosely said, and I can't quote exactly here because I was just reading over Morals of Dogma today, and I didn't catch the quote so well, but he said, what was it? Masonry is not able to fix a man who has been that way all his life. It can only take a good man with proper morals and make them better. I think that was in part of the Fellowcraft section of the book. I cannot remember. I know I did not quote that near accurately, but that's close enough for our purposes. Same message, I guess you would say. So always remember, act Masonically, stay on the level. Even if you have no idea if this man is a brother or not, you should always act like it because you were always reflecting the fraternity itself. You should always act as a just and upright Mason in all situations of your life. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I'm about to post another video, and we'll get right on that. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions. That's pretty much it for this video. Again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a few.